Welcome to this series of videos all about tools. I'm going to take you through a whole bunch of different tools that you as an electrician are going to use and are going to need in your trade. Power tools. What better tools to have? I don't think there are better tools to have than power tools. All right, let's have a look. Electricians, we use power tools. There are many power tools out on the market. We probably don't use everything that's available, but we do use quite a lot of them. The most common tool we are going to use as an electrician is going to be your battery drills. Now, there are battery drills and then there are battery drills. This is a Ryobi battery drill. It's a pretty good drill. Ryobi's kind of always had this reputation as being more the handyman sort of tool. I think the quality of their products is much better than what it used to be years ago. So don't be afraid to use Ryobi's. They are cheaper than some of the other brands, but they're still great tools. This particular drill is a normal battery drill. It has torque settings, it has 2 speeds, it's variable speed trigger. It's a decent drill. But as an electrician, what you really want to be using, if you don't have one of these, is something a bit more like this. This is a Makita. It's more expensive. Not that that makes it any better, but with the Makitas, they do, to be honest, seem to last a little bit longer, but this one also has what's called a hammer function on it too. And that's for when you want to drill into concrete or bricks, because this drill won't do it. It's just a drill. It's great for timber, for soft material, maybe drilling into a little bit of thin metal maybe, but other than that, it won't do it. This one has a hammer function. So this is a better drill for us as electricians because we need a drill that can drill through anything. Which brings me to the next one. If you're going to have one of these drills, then you're going to want one of these. This is a rotary drill. This will drill through concrete and brick like butter. You can literally hold this with one hand and it will just drill through. Whereas this drill, if you're drilling into concrete, it's going to be pretty hard. And some buildings are made out of really hard brick that you struggle to drill through one of these. This will go through anything. It'll also work as a normal drill as well, and it will also work as like a jackhammer. So it's a really handy tool. Only in recent years have these tools become battery powered and, dare I say it, more affordable. 15 years ago, you would have paid about $1,800 for this drill. You can now buy it for less than $300. So this is well worth having in your toolkit, or at least your van, because you'll use it a fair bit. Now, one of the things you'll find with companies that make power tools is these days, they sell the tools themselves very cheaply, and they sell you the batteries, which are a little bit more expensive. And that's so they can keep you in their ecosystem. So for example, this Makita drill here, the battery will not fit on any of these other tools I have here. Only fits on the Makitas, right? But I can have this same battery and it'll work on this drill and it'll work on my rotary drill. So if I'm going to invest in money on my batteries, I'm going to stick with the same brand drills and other power tools, of course. So that's a big thing to contemplate when you're looking at buying power tools. How much are the batteries worth? Are they quality batteries? And what other tools does that manufacturer offer? A lot of times you'll see cheap power tools on the market, in various different shops selling them for $100 for, a full complete battery drill or something, and you think, oh, excellent. But then you buy it and you find that the battery's not compatible with anything else. And the other issue is the charging. When you're wanting to charge your batteries, you're on a job site, time is money, you want your drills, your equipment, to charge quickly. So you don't want to be using slow charging battery drills or power saws because it's going to waste your time. So keep that in mind as well. I'm going to move on to some of these other tools. This here is a circular saw. Now, as electricians, we don't use circular saws terribly often. Carpenters would use this a lot, we don't. But there will be times when you may need to cut something. So if you are running your own van, it is really handy to have one of these sitting in your van if you need it. We have another tool called a reciprocating saw as well. I don't have an example here, but again, that's one of those tools which is kind of handy for electricians to have. It's more of a carpenter tool, but again, if you've got the money spare and you've got room in your van, buy one of those. This is a grinder. We would use this fairly often, especially cutting cable tray or thread bar or some sort of metal objects. So again, battery powered. All the tools are battery powered these days, which is great. Many years ago they weren't. These aren't that expensive, very handy tool to have sitting in your van. And out of all of these, the most important tool any electrician can have has got to be this. What is it? This is a vacuum cleaner. So right now you're laughing, you're thinking, why would an electrician need a vacuum cleaner? Well, it's really simple. When you're out doing a job and you cut a hole in gyprock wall to put a new GPO on for somebody, or you've got to drill through some concrete to run some new cable, you're going to leave a mess. And if you want to be called back again, if you want to make more money, if you want to be more professional, then you will clean up after yourself. And it's also sustainable as well. So having a battery-powered vacuum cleaner is going to make your life much, much easier. You can clean up after yourself. The amount of times I have been on jobs when I've gone to grab this and start cleaning up and see the surprise on people's faces when they say, why are you cleaning up? And I said, well, that's part of my job. That's part of the service I'm offering you. It's amazing. And I always get called back. And I'm pretty sure a lot of times it is literally because I'm willing to clean up my mess. So make sure you get one of these. Throw it in the back of your van and use it all the time. That is just some of the power tools that are available. You can get sanders, you can get augers, you can get all sorts of crazy things out there now that are battery powered that you couldn't get years ago. As electricians, these are the most common ones we might likely to come across when we're out there on the job and we're working. Hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you next time.